Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 6th, and I have to apologize. I did post this on the channel posting area there that my 1 o'clock live stream today, I didn't anticipate this happening, but I have to move it. As some of you know, I'm down in Bethlehem with my husband who is undergoing a procedure. And while we expected to be out of the hospital Tuesday, we kept him an extra day for to be cautious. And now the discharge, which they always do around noonish, is today, Wednesday. So I was it was going to create such a likelihood that I would never get back by 1. So, and I didn't want to move it till later today at say 3 because I did that a time before and it just didn't seem to work out well. I don't think, people just were not around. So I'm thinking Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. We'll just move it to 2 days. We've done that before. That seems to work well. So I hope you can all come. Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be August 8th. And I'll see you then. In the meantime, I'll just share with you something that just happened, and it might be helpful for people who are trying to get their representative connected, and the field office has not connected their attorney despite the 1696 and the 1693 being submitted, particularly the 1696. So just happens every week here. Every week, we literally have to give them like 2 months to get their chit together. So in this case, and oftentimes I'll say to the client, hey, call your field office and tell them to please connect your attorney. They have all the documents to connect your attorney because your case is running away wild without anyone on your side because they have not connected us. And it's wrong. I think it's a due process thing. And it's certainly an injustice to and a disadvantage to the client not having all that time being worked on, at least not the stuff you can do vis-a-vis the adjudicator. It's only the stuff that we can do here in the background, which there's plenty of, but the stuff we want to get in real time to the adjudicator is not able to be done, at least not in a reliable fashion. We do still send in function reports and all that stuff, but we can't upload it. We have to fax it. We have no idea if it got there. I mean, it's not going the regular route. So it's just a real pain. We can't talk to the adjudicator. They won't talk to us because we're not connected. All that. So where do all the arguments go? So anyway, I know for a fact that SSA can and does accept facsimiles, that's faxes of wet signed 1696s. This is why my clients download the 1696. They hard sign it with a pen. It's one of the only times we have to have them do that. And then they upload it back to the portal and we have it and we get it to the SSA same day and all's good. And this particular SSA office, when she called, I guess yesterday, a very nice gentleman said that, oh, we have the paperwork, but you have to send in the original wet signature. False. So, of course, I say it's false, but I always think it's good to have an authoritative citation to anything you say is fact, something that's far too lacking these days. So I went and got it, and I even showed it to my client because I just wanted her to feel confident that indeed that's good paperwork and you were misinformed by the lovely gentleman at the field office who's probably perhaps newer. This has been going on for years. We get this periodically. Eventually works out, but this time I think I'm going to be smacking on. And I did actually. I went and got the POM section, so I'm going to read it out to you. It's HA 01110.010, appointing a representative. Okay, now there's two sections. They have a bunch of stuff about the appointment, but if you go down to uh, A2, it's talking about appointment of representative at any level of administrative review. The claimant or representative must file the 1696 using one of the following options. The first one is the E1696 portal. We found that to be cumbersome for some of our clients, so we don't typically do it that way. We've tried it a few times. The Electronic Records Express portal, that doesn't seem to work because we don't have anything to get in there and connect us to the client. There's an iAppeals portal, again, and this is the important one, analog fax or e-fax. It's right there in the rules that they need to comply with. Then if you go down to number 4, the claimant may sign the Form 1696 using any agency-approved signature method, e.g., for example, pen and ink, that's our preferred method, or electronically as part of the E1696 process. Again, that's not our favored way of doing it. It goes on to say SSA will accept a photocopy or facsimile, aka fax, of a wet signed Form 1696. I'll read it again. The SSA will also accept a photocopy or fax of a wet signed Form SSA 1696. So there you have it. So what I did was I resent all 12 pages or whatever we sent, whatever we send on inception. And in this case, since we filed the application as well, I always attach the confirmation of the fact that her application was filed. It's literally the receipt page, confirmation page from the SSA. And then I also attached 1696, 1693, and the SSA 827 because the SSA is always going to ask for it, and a cover letter that explains exactly what's being attached, little checks in a list. And this time I resent it, but I put a nice big text in red box saying, your office advised the client improperly, blah, blah. Here's the section. Please process this immediately, yada, yada, yada. So there you have it. It is a fact. They have to accept that facsimile of the wet signed signature. Of course, and I'll reiterate, don't just go and type in italics and think you don't have to wet sign it. I've had people do that. I'm like, no, read the directions that I give you. I just follow the directions, and this will move much smoother for you with a quicker outcome. So anyway, I hope that helped, guys, and I really hope to see you Friday. I really tried to do everything I could. I tried to get the hospital to do it earlier, like 9 or 10, but they have their protocols and all that stuff. And I don't know exactly how that works, but it looks like nobody really gets out until early afternoon. And I knew my husband was going to have a conniption if he had to wait there till like 4 o'clock when he was supposed to be discharged. So on top of that, because I'm his ride, I've got his super pickup truck, which was a little nerve-wracking driving it around Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on Route 22, 378, and all that business. But I don't know, I'm kind of liking it. I'm thinking maybe we should trade back and he can have my Tacoma and I get the Ram. I'm sure it won't fly with him. He needs the bigger one for plowing anyway. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. I really hope to see him on Friday. If not, we'll still have our 12 o'clock daily shares. And if you can't make it this Friday, next Wednesday, back to normal. 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. But this week, it's Friday. And I really appreciate you sticking with it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, if not just a little bit informative. In the event you have a Social Security question you want addressed, please feel free to make a comment below and ask the question, even if nothing to do with this particular video. And just a quick, again, reminder, we have our daily video shares and tips around noon every day of the week. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our live Q&A session where you can come in live and enter your questions in the chat. And we all pretty much have a good time for an hour or two. I look forward to seeing you there, hopefully. And lastly, don't forget about our benefactor memberships. They're very reasonably priced. The first one is very nominal and you get a few perks, but on a bigger scale, it contributes to us being able to fulfill a mission of assisting certain people with representation that would otherwise not be able to get it. We look forward to continuing to do that. And so far it's working out like the bomb. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.